Hey guys, Mike Bonney here, Savvy Investor. Hope you guys are all doing well. I just wanted to welcome a lot of the new Savvy investors that have joined us. Had a lot of new people just joining us. And so for those of you that don't know who I am, Mike Bonney, I am the founder of the group with Savvy Investor and own a real estate investment company called Prosperity Real Estate Investments as well. And so we tend to do these kind of live sessions from time to time, just doing a little bit of training, helping people in regards to help them in their investment journey. And so if you guys have got interest in specific topics and things that you want to learn more about, this is our community. Please send me some messages and let me know. We've got some exciting stuff planned for this coming year. Megan's joined us. Hey, Shannon, nice to see you. Long time no talk from Barry. So I am going to be talking about a really fun presentation, one that's kind of near and dear to my heart. And it's about finding the right joint venture partner. And it's a topic that I truly am passionate about, how I really enjoy sharing and talking about it, especially for those that are having significant challenges when it comes to raising money. Okay, and this, believe it or not, is not just a challenge when it comes to the money partner, or sorry, the real estate expert, because that's the one that we tend to hear about a lot is, where's all the money? I can't find any joint venture partners. I don't know what's going on. But also for the money partners out there. So, if you're feeling stuck, I highly encourage you guys, make sure you engage with our community, Savvy Investor. There are some amazing investors out there that are all willing to help and share and teach and provide some guidance in your investment journey. We are all here together. We're all trying to help support each other. We all want to be successful together. And that's really what Savvy Investor is really all about. So anyway, without further ado, hey, great guys. Joel from Canmore, great to see you guys. Squamish from Jane, nice to see you guys. Amazing, thanks guys. So great to see so many wonderful people literally from across the country coming to join us live. Really appreciate that. Okay, so the one thing I want to highlight before we get started as well is, as you have, for those of you that have attended a lot of the live sessions, please engage. I try to make our webinars as interactive as I possibly can. It shouldn't be just me kind of talking for the last hour. You know what, make sure you engage, share some of your comments, even share some of your experience with your fellow colleagues that are watching live or are going to be listening to the recording, because really it's about sharing our experiences that are going to help us become successful together. So again, share your comments. I can read it. If you've got questions, post accordingly. Let's try to make this interactive, have a lot of fun, but at the same time, very informative and hopefully lots of learning. So let's get right into the presentation. So I'm just gonna do a quick share screen so everybody can see it. I think everybody can now, so it's looking pretty good so far. Give me a thumbs up if we're all good. I think everybody's able to see this right now. So with that being said, you're joining this session specifically, I would imagine, because you are either a money partner or you are a real estate expert, one of the two individuals, okay? So for a lot of you that are the real estate experts, you may be joining in and you're like, oh, I can't find any money out there, not sure where to find it. I'm struggling a lot. I'm trying to do more deals and I just can't find it. What am I doing wrong? These are some of the comments that tend to come up. For you real estate experts, if that is you, raise your hand, just give me a poke and say, yep, that's me. That sounds exactly like me. And I am struggling big time, okay? Now, believe it or not, and you might be a little bit shocked, the money partners may be feeling exactly the same way. They're feeling a little bit of a struggle because they want to participate. They want to do projects, but there is a feeling like, I really don't want to get screwed. And that is a very common comment that I tend to hear when I talk to potential money partners out there. They're like, Mike, I don't know who to partner with. I'm really scared. I don't know what to do. For those of you that are money partners, raise your hand if that's you guys as well, because a lot of people tend to have some of those challenges. They're just like, I can't find money. I can't find the right person to work with. And so I totally get it. You're not alone. And this happens to most of us that are out there that are struggling in regards to trying to raise capital, or they just can't seem to find the right person, or they just don't know how to begin, where to find these potential real estate experts that are out there. They just don't know. Okay, so the first thing I want to do, because for a lot of us, they're maybe relatively new, they may hear the terminology of what a joint venture partnership is, but honestly have no idea what that is. and it's okay. You know what? We've all been there. So I thought let's start off with the basics to begin with, and let's just maybe understand what a joint venture partnership truly is. Okay. So with that being said, let's just understand the terminology first. And so the first one is a joint venture partnership is a joint venture. A joint venture is a contractual business undertaking between two or more parties. It is similar to a business partnership. That's very key, with one key difference. A partnership generally involves an ongoing long-term business relationship, where a joint venture is based on a single business transaction. So you're not partnering as part of a business, you are partnering based on a single individual transaction, okay? So individuals or companies choose to enter a joint venture in order to share strengths, minimize risks, and increase competitive advantages into the marketplace. So that is your typical, that is what a joint venture is. It is technically, to keep it really simple, you got two individuals coming together where one person has some experience or knowledge or a skill set or knowledge, where the other person may more have capital or knowledge, coming together to be for one specific common goal, okay? And more often than not, anybody want to take a guess what the common goal is? It starts with M and ends with Y, and it kind of looks like this. And everybody, I think, is really would like to have some of that. And that's the truth. And so when a lot of people, they join forces, they're looking at sharing expertise or knowledge or capital and minimizing risk. But more importantly, it's the focus of one particular goal to be successful together, okay? So how does a joint venture partnership work when it comes to real estate? And it is very common out there when you start to kind of expand your business and wanting to continue to grow, excuse me. And so there are two types of people. One is the real estate expert, which usually has the experience and the knowledge. So they've either had some former training or they've gone out and acquired some properties on their own. And in some cases, they actually may have some money, maybe not a lot of money, or they're maybe to looking to really expand their business. But for them, the real estate expert is the individual that is much more hands-on. They get very involved in the business. And so you'll have the real estate expert that tends to do most of the work, and that's very common. And then you have the money partner, who more often than not has the capital to invest in these particular projects, but they possibly have very limited knowledge or experience. So with that being said, they don't have maybe the comfort level that most people have. And so they want to partner together mutually, where the money partner may want to reference the real estate expert's knowledge and experience, and then the money partner is providing capital. And now we've got a good working relationship between both of them. And they're wanting to be successful, going down the journey together. So let's maybe get a little bit into some detail, but let's understand the reasons why people want to maybe look at a potential joint venture partnership. And we need to understand it from both perspectives, because it's really important that the money partner understands kind of the goals and objectives of the real estate expert, and vice versa, the other way around, okay? So with that being said, let's maybe understand the real estate expert's reasoning of why they want to joint venture, okay? So with that being said, maybe I'll even ask that as a question for people. Why would people joint venture? Why is the real estate expert looking to do a potential joint venture? What would be the reasons why they would want to partner up with anybody? So again, post some of the comments, share some of your comments on below. I'll read it accordingly as I'm starting to kind of proceed with the presentation. So why do real estate experts want to joint venture? Okay. In a lot of cases, these are just kind of standard things. So for them, they either running out of money or they don't have any money. And in a lot of cases, they've just tapped out. They've acquired one or two or three or four properties on their own, pulled from a line of credit. And then all of a sudden they're just feeling like a little bit stuck. But this is the thing, these real estate experts, including myself, you get in there and you're like out there and you're hungry and you're trying to get some deals. You've got all of this knowledge and you're really wanting to grow. But they're all of a sudden stuck. They just can't do anymore. And now they're just like, I want to keep going. I find all these great opportunities, but they've all of a sudden got themselves kind of stuck because they have no more capital to kind of proceed with, okay? And it happens to most of us. There's a couple limiting factors that tend to happen. It's either you're running out of money or the banks won't actually give you authorization to do more deals. The banks like to cut you out at around 4 to 5 deals, unfortunately, and that's it. So that's where they're starting to say, okay, you know what? You're done. But you're like, I don't want to be done. I don't know if anybody else wants to be done. I don't want to be done. And that's why I've used joint venture partners. And so for myself personally, I got capped out at 5. bought 5 on my own, and the bank's like, okay, Mr. Ponte, you're kind of done now. You've got a lot of property out there. Thank you very much. I know you still got some money, but that's it. It's like a big giant wall in front of you. And for those that are eager beavers and wanting to really expand and really grow and push themselves, they're like wanting to break through the wall. I am one of them. And I wasn't going to let anybody kind of hold me back. And for a lot of real estate experts, that's what they're trying to do. And it's so frustrating sometimes because you've got the systems, the teams, your team is in place. You've got a great investment strategy, but guess what? You have no capital. And it's like literally someone putting on the brakes on you. And it's really, really frustrating. Maybe for those that are feeling exactly the same way, tell me, just raise your hand or give me a thumbs up and let me know if that's the way you guys are feeling as well. And you're not alone. It happens. It happens all the time. And it's so frustrating. Okay. And so that's the mindset of the real estate expert and why they're looking for joint venture partners. They run out of money, can't qualify. They may be looking to scale or expand their business, get into multifamily or any of those things. But at the same time, they are willing to kind of share their expertise to do more acquisitions. And the big one, I really want to build my empire. Anybody else want to build their empire? I know for me, I'm continuing to build my empire. Now, for those that are getting started and they're like, okay, I got to do some of the joint venture capital side, there's this thought process that tends to happen out there. And I've seen a lot of this on Savvy Investor and a lot of other different people. And there's this thought process that is like, you know what, if I find the deal, the right deal, and provide the good returns on my investment and lock this thing up, the money will come. They really will come. So all I need to do is lock it up and money is just going to happen. And then all of a sudden you get a property under contract and the condition clock starts to go and you're just waiting and the clock is starting to hit. And then people tend to kind of feel a little bit desperate, like waiting for that phone to ring. And so I'm not sure if anybody ever feels like this, but this is the reality of it. And so all of a sudden you're needing to remove conditions and you're now in a mad panic to try to raise capital to go and close this deal. And so it can be extremely, extremely stressful situation. And so for those of us, that is really not the right way to approach this, just to be very, very clear. And I kind of teach it in a very different way. And so I see panic out there. I see panic in the post. And I shared this with one of my students actually not that long ago. I actually saw a post out there on social media of someone looking to raise $1 million, and they were looking at a minimum investment of $10,000 capital raise per person. So think about that. A deal for, I think the investment pool was $1 million, but they're looking to raise $10,000. So they're going to have 100 partners roughly on one project. I'm like, are you kidding me? Do you know the nightmare that would actually be? But the problem was the desperation was showing on the post because they're anxious to get this thing closed, okay? And this is a problem that I tend to see over and over and over and over again, is the real estate expert becomes so much more willing to take anybody on just to fund the deal, but they haven't really done the really important step here, which is actually screening your money partners, okay? And for you real estate experts that are listening to this, you're saying, what? I'm going to screen my money partners? The answer is absolutely. You should not be just focusing on an investor or a money partner just because they have capital. It's about screening them, no different than your money partner is doing to you. But I'm going to get to that a little bit later. Okay. Very, very important. Okay. So let's get to know a little bit about our elusive money partners. I know they're really hard to find and all that stuff. So let's maybe understand a little bit about those individuals that, especially for the real estate experts that are on this session right now. So let me ask you guys all a question. Why do money partners want to joint venture? So why don't you post that in the comments for me and just give me your kind of thought of why do money partners want to joint venture? And for some people, this is news to them. They're just like, yeah, I don't really know why a money partner would want to joint venture. They've got all the money. Why wouldn't they? What's the reasoning for this? Okay. And for a lot of people, they have this interest in participating. And this is what's driving them. They want to do the deal. But you know what's missing is they have the know-how. They don't have that. There's missing pieces in their information. So for a lot of people, this is kind of what tends to happen. This is what they have. They have capital, home equity line of credit. I've seen some great posts from people earlier this week in regards to home equity line of credit and using their home equity line to do some acquisitions. I apologize, the screen had a little cutout here. So capacity to borrow, they also have that. They can get mortgages, which is fantastic. They also have a drive to kind of push their financial future. Absolutely. What they don't have, which the real estate expert has, is experience or knowledge in real estate investing, an understanding of a real estate market per se, and where to invest, a network of people and a team to help them purchase properties. They got an investment team, access to quality properties and investments. And the biggest one, the one issue that they don't have is they don't have any time. I can't tell you, a lot of my partners, that's one of the biggest reasons why they partner up with myself. They just don't have the time to do this. They want to engage, they want to do this, but they just don't have some of these big nuggets. But at the same time, they want to proceed, and they see all of this stuff that's kind of happening. They are maybe on social media, and they're seeing all these people that are being very, very active. And so now they're feeling like they're a little bit behind, okay, or they're not able to keep up. And it's kind of that, and the biggest reason why they don't do a lot of this stuff is because of fear. They're really scared in regards to making mistakes, but more importantly, they're just really scared of maybe getting hosed or screwed by their real estate expert as well. But they also have a fear that they're also being left behind. And that's one of the biggest things that I see, is they're seeing the markets just taking off. I don't know if anybody else is seeing that. We're all seeing that across the country. It's going like crazy. And so for those that are stuck and they feel like they can't do it, they're just like, I feel like I'm being left behind. And so the whole thought process is this kind of like this, is like keeping up with the Joneses. It's a little bit of a joke in regards to this little slide here, but that's what they're tending to see. And I talk to a lot of people about this all the time. They're seeing others being extremely successful, buying properties literally every month, and they want to participate. And so, for those that are listening, I don't know if that's you. You might be feeling exactly the same way. Who's feeling like that? You see all these amazing posts, people taking some serious action. And then for us, it tends to kind of make us feel a little bit bad that we're not keeping up with the Joneses. And this is actually part of the problem, which is actually very similar to the real estate expert. The real estate experts got a deal, and they're quickly wanting to adapt, and they're really wanting to secure this deal and fund it. And so with that being said, they're desperate to take any type of money partner on so they can actually get this deal going and proceeding forward. The real estate expert, or sorry, the money partners may be feeling exactly the same way. They're seeing everybody taking action. They're seeing people making some money and really killing it out there. And the problem is, it's the anxiety in regards to not taking action and following suit. And so now they just want to partner with somebody so they can feel like they're part of the game. I'm not sure if anybody's feeling like that. If you are, again, raise your hand. Let us know. You are not alone. It's okay to be open about this. This is what our group is all about, is to help support each other. Okay. So the important thing that I'm trying to really relay here is I don't want you to start to kind of be looking at all these posts and starting to be very reactive in regards to the way you approach this. And so for you money partners that are watching this right now, as part of your screening process, you see these posts, and this is where the biggest problems are. They see these posts, especially these pro formas that are out there. You're going to make 200% return on your investment in 6 weeks, and all of these crazy things. And they see that and they look at it as a number and like, well, 2000%, that looks pretty good to me. I think I'm going to jump in. Or the other one that I tend to see a lot of is, hey, you know what? I really like that picture of that kitchen, of that pro forma. That looks like a really nice kitchen. I think, you know what? Based on the look at that kitchen, I can feel like I can live there because of that kitchen. I think I'm going to invest because that kitchen looked really nice. And so they base their partnership in regards to what they're seeing in the numbers in a pro forma, maybe some visuals that are actually referencing in the pro forma. But yet again, the money partner is missing a very, very important step. And the important step is making sure they take the time to understand and find the right joint venture partner, the real estate expert. So as you can see here, you can see some challenges from the real estate expert in regards to needing the capital and just bringing in partners, and maybe it's the wrong partners to kind of participate with. And then you've got the money partners that are like, oh, you know what, I just want to get in. And so what tends to happen is they're becoming very reactive instead of being proactive and taking the time to get a chance to know each other and get a chance to learn. And so that's what today's session is really, really about. It's about finding the right joint venture partners. I can't enforce this one enough. Okay. So for those real estate experts and money partners, there's always this crazy question, always. Okay. Especially the real estate experts are, where are these joint venture partners? Where are those money partners? Where are those real estate experts? I'm trying to find them. Where are they? So in the comments, guys, where do you find a real estate expert and where do you find a money partner? I'm really intrigued to see what people's comments are going to be and share that, because it happens all the time. I think I get a phone call once every week at the very least saying, Mike, I'm trying to raise capital, trying to raise money to do my deals. I don't know where these joint venture partners are. Where are they? So in your comments, guys, where do you find those money partners? Where do you find those real estate experts? Where are they? So put that in the comments. I'm really, really intrigued to see where everybody's kind of referencing. So where can you find these individuals? Okay. So, you know, really inner circles. Thank you for that, Danusha. Social media. Very good. Kevin, Nadine. Awesome. Thank you for that. Where else can you find these people, guys? Where can you find them? Okay. On Facebook, social networking, excellent. I would like to know too, absolutely. That's great, TJ, thank you for that. The reality is all those places are really, really, really good. So that's great. Mastermind groups, found money partner, awesome, great. Very, very good. Again, excellent. You know, just connecting with people. And again, it's a lot about different networkings out of jobs. Thank you, Michelle, workplace networking. So the reality, all really great places, but I'm going to tell you guys all right now. Okay, just so you guys are well aware, you are absolutely all wrong. That's not where you find joint venture partners, okay? You find joint venture partners in this wonderful, magical place called Joint Venture Partner Island, okay? It is an extremely secretive place where both money partners and real estate experts come together in harmony, and they skip through the meadows hand in hand, being very happy and proud of the successes that they have. So it is a very secret place where they all congregate. And at the same time, there's a wonderful map that only a select few have. So if you don't have this map, you're out of luck, okay? Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't it be nice to have a magical joint venture partner island? I'm being facetious, obviously, and I'm joking, but that's the reality. Where do you guys find joint venture partners, okay? And the answer to this question, even though I'm joking about Joint Venture Partner Island, and for those that find Joint Venture Partner Island, please let me know, because I want a map as well, because I don't have that map, okay? So with that being said, joint venture partners are everywhere and anywhere. So for all of you guys, exactly, you know, they're in many, many different locations, okay? And it's really, really important to understand this. So you real estate experts are sitting here, you're like, yeah, right, Mike, they're everywhere, okay? And it's a tough one to swallow, but I'm gonna tell you guys right now, for those that are doing joint venture partners or doing joint venturing right now, you'll understand this. There are billions of dollars, I'm not joking, billions of dollars out there waiting to invest. For you money partners that are on the call and listening as well, okay? There are amazing opportunities out there as well. And there's, even during this feeding frenzy that is happening nationally. Anybody else seeing a feeding frenzy out there? I know I am. It's crazy, okay? So the important part to this, there's lots of money out there. There are a lot of opportunities out there that some amazing real estate experts are bringing to the table that they're able to find and working their tail off. So don't use the pandemic as an excuse that there are no opportunities and that there is no money out there. That is so far from the truth. Okay, they are everywhere. Okay, so how do you connect with these individuals? Where do you find them? And as I said before, they are everywhere. And these are just a few suggestions that I highly recommend about where are they? You know, seminars and workshops and family members and friends and church groups and work and social media, definitely barbecues, kids sports. They are everywhere. Okay. It's like turning any discussion that you have into a real estate discussion because they are everywhere. Okay. And so for those of you that are seeing this, there's like, Mike, this is great, but we're in the middle of a pandemic. So how do I get to a lot of these things? And how do I start to connect with all these people? You're right. But this is where we need to adjust and look at things a little bit different in how we manage our business. And social media, I'll be honest, has been a huge, huge change in regards to the way people start to do business, big time. Okay, so for those of you that are looking at social media, it is an excellent place to connect. It's much more acceptable to engage with people literally across the country. I'll be really honest, this last year during COVID, I don't think I've raised more money in my entire life than I have in this last year during a recessionary period. The key, and here's the secret, guys, to both money partners and real estate experts is engage and connect. So for those of you that are like on Savvy Investor, thank you for being part of our group. But you will see these individuals that are actually interactive, that are very, very active, sharing and exploring. Pay attention to them, see what they're doing, look at their personality, see if that's a right fit, and don't be afraid to send them a personal message and see what they're all about and learn a little bit about them. It's amazing what you guys can all do just by connecting with others, just to learn, okay? And that's the real key, is use social media to your advantage. It's a challenging time, I get it. We all wanna be part of all these different events and all these wonderful things, but it's a little bit challenging. So is that going to stop you from wanting to achieve your goal? Hopefully not. Like, I've been trying to really engage everybody on Savvy Investor as much as I can, is don't let the pandemic hold you back. There's opportunities everywhere out there. It's just mindset, and that's all we need to focus on. Okay. So highly encourage you guys, engage, engage, engage. Can't enforce that one enough. Okay. So the real important part is this. It's wonderful. You can connect, you can find these joint venture partners, and you can engage. But the important part, it's not about just finding a partner or a joint venture partner, but it's really, 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 really important that you find the right partner. And you don't want to get into a situation like this, that you've partnered with somebody that is not the right fit. This is the premise of tonight's discussion. This is what it's all about. It's not about finding joint venture partners. It's actually about finding the right joint venture partners, okay? Anybody can partner with a money partner or a real estate expert, but really should they? That's the real question, okay? So, is the relationship an awkward discussion from the very beginning? You tend to get the willies, when you start to talk to somebody, you're like, oh, I don't know about this person. This person seems a little bit strange to me. And so if you ever get those kind of willy feelings or your spider senses are tingling, probably not the right fit. But the important part is you don't want to get into a situation where things like this tend to happen, right? And so it really has to start by getting some clarity and understanding of the individuals as a whole, okay? It's got to be more. It has to be more than just ROI. It has to be, okay? Because that's what you tend to see out there. It has to be more. It's got to be more than that, because in a lot of cases, you are partnering with these people for a very, very long time, okay? So real estate experts that are paying attention and listening to this, if you truly believe that the only reason why you're able to bring, or you're not able to bring money partners, is because your ROI is not attractive, or you have to get a higher ROI to attract joint venture money, you're absolutely wrong, 100% wrong, okay? There's much more to this. And for you money partners, it's exactly the same thing. If you are investing with a real estate expert because somebody put a 2,000% return on their investment in their pro forma, and their projections is really appealing, and that's the only reason why you're investing it, you're doing it wrong as well, okay? So truthfully, I want you guys to all start to think about joint venturing in maybe a slightly different way, okay? I want you to think about it like a marriage, okay? And they really, really are. You are partnering up with these individuals for 3, 5, 10 plus years in some cases with this individual or this company. Don't you think it might be important to maybe know a little bit about them? In some cases, your partnership may even be longer than your marriage, to be honest with you. I'm not jinxing anybody, just so everybody's aware, okay? But in a lot of cases, it's a really important understanding. You do need to understand each other before committing yourself to this type of relationship. And that's the real key here. It really is like a marriage, that you really need to have some commonality amongst each other. Okay. And that's really, really, really important. I can't enforce this one enough. Okay. So let's maybe understand maybe what people are looking for. So for you real estate experts or money partners that are actually on right now, why don't you share with me what is something that is really important to you other than financial that would be really important to do a partnership? So if you are a money partner, what are you looking for in a real estate expert? And vice versa, the other way around. What is it specifically you are looking for? Okay, so go ahead and share that in the comments. I'm going to start off with one that might be an easier one. Okay, so for those of you that are money partners or even the real estate experts, what do you think the money partner is looking for? What are some of those key criteria that the money partner is looking for in a real estate expert? Share that in the comments, guys. What are some of the things you're putting in? Term, risk, relationships. Thank you, Bobby. It's great. What's required from each party? Is it passive or active? Very good. Availability, excellent. Easy to get along, open-minded. Well done, Frank. Thank you for that. Very good comments, guys. Well done. Keep it up. What else, guys? Keep sharing. What does the money partner want? What do they want? Experience. Thank you, Catherine. Awesome. Okay. What is the money partners looking for? Okay. So I'm going to share a little bit with everybody. Okay. And so I'm going to maybe change this up a little bit. I forgot to mention this one little thing. So let's pretend, okay. Let's pretend. Pretend is the keyword underline. I gave you $100,000. Okay. I'm not really giving you $100,000, but let's pretend I'm giving you $100,000. Yeah, I'm sure it'd be nice if I gave it to you, but I'm only going to pretend, okay? But you must invest it with someone. Think about that for a second. I'm giving you 100 grand, but you have to put the money somewhere. What are some of those key things you are looking for in a real estate partner before investing with them? Okay. You guys are all putting some fantastic comments on here. Thank you for this. Very, very good. Those are the questions you got to ask yourself. So for you real estate experts, ask yourself, if you had $100,000, what are some of those things you would be looking for before you gave that to somebody else? Okay. Now, I've asked this question for my students many a time. Okay. And we did it in kind of a survey format. And in almost all cases, the order looks exactly like this, as top priority downwards. Okay. These are the way it is. Okay. For you real estate experts that are watching this, okay, really pay attention. The reality is the money partners as top priority is looking for trust, integrity, and honesty. Business plan, you know, what is the strategy, guys? Okay, track record, credibility. Terry, I think I heard that. Sean, thank you. You just referenced that as well. Management, you know, is good management. But here's the interesting thing, doing this for years. Look at where return on investment falls. Okay. This happens almost every single time I present this and share this with my students. They're the ones that pull this up, and I've done this a ton of times. And the numbers have always stayed reasonably consistent as priority. So for those of you that are real estate experts that are trying to sell return on investment, just understand where the priority lies. You are not selling a deal. You are selling yourself. I can't enforce that one enough. It took me a while when I first got started to realize that. And so I'm sharing that with you so you guys can hopefully get it. If they trust you 100%, then you know what? They will partner with you on whatever deal that you have. That property can be in Tuktoyaktuk, right? And there's nothing, no shot at Tuktoyaktuk, but the reality is it could be out there. Because they trust you, they will partner with you. Okay, so understand these are some of the key things that these money partners are looking for. So have clarity, make sure that you're able to have that dialogue and discussion with them, because that's really, really important to them. Okay, so really, really pay close attention to this. Okay, so for you money partners, let's take a look at it from a different perspective. Believe it or not, your money partners are also looking for something very similar and very similar. And if they're not, they should be, okay? And so for you real estate experts, I'm gonna hopefully change a little bit of a mindset for all of you guys. It's gotta be a lot more than the money. It really does, okay? Think about big picture stuff. And so I want you guys to think about your joint venture partner as someone that you can do business with, not for the next 3 to 5 years, but for the next 20 years. Okay. Imagine working with that same partner over and over again for multiple deals. That's the vision that I want you guys to think. So when you go from that perspective, what's really important to you guys as a money partner in regards to having a relationship for that longevity? Okay. So the ones that I really want to highlight is similar visions and similar goals. Looking at this as a long-term investment. Okay, I can't enforce this one enough. So you money partners, I hope you're paying attention to this too, because this is something that's really important for the real estate experts. So if you've got a long-term approach, if you're looking to get in, if it's going to be a 5-year hold, and all of a sudden you want to pull your money out 6 to 7 months later because you see another shiny thing over there, well, that's not really being fair to your real estate expert as well. So be understanding of that, is that whatever is being presented to you as a commitment, stay true to the commitment that's there, unless there's an unusual circumstance. In a lot of cases, the real estate expert is actually looking for a passive investor, somebody that is going to be obviously available for communication, but if you're going to be calling them every 3 minutes to ask about a question about a specific expense or something, then the reality is you're going to be pretty high maintenance. And the question is, do I really want to work with that person or not? It's okay to ask lots of questions. Don't get me wrong. But the reason why that those questions are coming and the reason why you're being very active is I don't think the real estate expert has done a really good job to build that credibility and trust with you. So if you're feeling like that you need to be fully engaged and then maybe it's not the right fit. The other part is a quality relationship. Again, we talk about this like, what if you're partnering with these people for 15, 20 years? You want to have that relationship, that marriage that's in place. The other part that is one of those ones that seem to be on the top of the radar is obviously have the money, but it shouldn't be the last $50,000 that they have. Okay, so for you real estate experts, you want to look for individuals that have obviously got capital, because the concern that you want to be aware of is there might be a situation in life that they need their money back. Okay, the ability to qualify for mortgages is another big one, especially on the residential side, but the big one is commitment. The real estate expert is looking for commitment from you money partners so you guys can both be successful together. And I can't enforce this one enough. So the important thing here is, here's just a similar list. This is just a typical list that of importance, and that the money partner should understand before they partner up with a real estate expert is there's got to be some vision and goals. If it's just the money, then you really got to ask yourself, is this the right person to work with? Okay. So for you real estate experts, I highly, highly encourage you, don't play the desperate card as I referenced before. You don't want to do this. Build those relationships. That's the most important part, first and foremost, okay? It's just as important to you to make sure that that money partner is the right fit for you as it is the money partner doing and screening to making sure that's the right fit for them as well. Really, really, really important. It's exactly like this. It is all about fit. Can't enforce this one enough. Have that clarity. Make sure you guys are all on the same page together before you participate and work on a project together. Get this clarified to make sure you have everything clarified before you actually partner with them, okay? If you're seeing hesitation or question marks at all on either side, really question the partnership. Really, really question it. There is so much money out there. There are so many other real estate experts. This person just may not be the right fit for you. It's okay. Find somebody else that will be available, okay? So here are some of the things that you want to consider before you want to consider and focus on when you're trying to find the right joint venture partner, okay? So just a few things. So these are questions that you should be asking from both sides and things you should have clarified. Is, you money partners, you should be asking the real estate expert, what is your goals? They're going to be asking about you. What are some of your objectives? Compatibility and part of the relationship, that it's not an awkward dialogue, not an awkward discussion. I don't know if anybody's ever had that. If you have, give me a thumbs up or whatever, or raise your hand. Anybody ever have kind of that awkward discussion where you're just like, it's painful to have that discussion. There's just no compatibility. I don't know if anybody has. I know I've had many times, but it's just, if you're having that, you got to make sure that, hey, I'm going to be working with this person for the next 5, 6, 7, 10 years. It's really awkward. Should I be really working with this person? The big one that I tend to find is not only are you looking at compatibility, common goals, common objectives, but the clarity of the investment has also got to be clear, right? Is the strategy that this real estate expert is providing you, is that fit with your goals, money partner? And does that vision that the real estate expert that's presenting, does it fit with their own goals? Is there that commonality that's there? Do they have clarity to the vision of how this project is going to be successful together? Okay. Timelines, are they in sync as well? So you might be talking completely different languages when you're talking about specific timelines. So one person's maybe looking at 5 years. The money partner's like, I'm only in it for a year to 2. Well, now you're having a little bit of an issue. Now, for you real estate experts, if somebody is not wanting to commit for the full timeline, does that fit whatever your goals are? If your focused real estate experts are to be generating a good, solid cash flow for your retirement, down the road, or build it as a business, and your cash flow is a real important part, but you are looking at more of a longer term buy and hold. And then you've got a partner that's only interested in 1 to 2 years because they're focusing on wanting to do flips. That maybe not be the right relationship. You might as well just cut bait right now and just move on, because at the end of the day, you're going in 2 different directions. The expectations are very, very different. Be true to yourself. Be very, very true to yourself and your partner as well. It's okay if it doesn't work, okay? The roles are understood and agreed to. Now, same thing, your money partner, maybe you're saying, hey, you know what, Mike, I want to be part of this. I want to be involved. I want to be able to do the property management. I want to do this and that. Am I willing to accept that? Maybe, but I have to agree to that. And so make sure that everybody's engaged. Don't use assumptions, or don't assume to that you know what the money partner is looking for. Have clarity to that. And the biggest one is communication. I can't enforce this one enough. Clear communication strategies. When are you doing your reviews? What's the best way to approach this? So you real estate experts and money partners have to have a very clear strategy that's there, and talk about this openly before you guys partner together. And so by having clarity and feeling that compatibility between everybody, it makes things so much easier and much, much more successful. Now, one of the things that tend to happen is this relationship and trying to understand each other is not something that's going to happen with just one simple meeting. It may take 2 meetings. It may take 3 meetings. It may take 20 meetings. But the important part is there's got to be a good synergy and a comfort level from both sides before you proceed forward. And I've shared this before. I'm a big believer that you should have the money first before you go and invest. I always use the analogy that, it's like going to Costco, and then you're going around filling the buggy up full of stuff, and it's nice and full right to the brink, but you also know that you left your wallet at home, but you continue to shop. And then you get up to the cart, go up to the till to pay, and you're like, well, that was fun. I got a chance to do a lot of shopping. I'm just not taking anything home. So the reality is you want to make sure you have the capital first before you start to acquire properties. So the same thing goes here. Have those relationships, have that capital in place before you proceed. The last thing you want is, remember, it is like a marriage, and it's like creating that compatibility between both sides, but you just don't want the marriage to kind of look like this, where it's kind of more of a shotgun marriage, right? Where the one person is extremely desperate, the real estate expert is extremely desperate to fund a deal. So they're just picking anybody just to get this deal funded, just to get any money. Okay, and the money partner, vice versa, the other way around. I just want to participate. The Joneses, I'm not keeping up with the Joneses, so I got to keep up with them. So I'm just going to partner with anybody just so I can get this deal done and start to kind of proceed forward. Okay, I see this on both sides all the time. So take the time to truly connect. Like I said, it may take 2 or 3 meetings to make that happen. It's okay. Connect first. Learn a little bit about each other. Really, really connect. Have those discussions. Ask each other the right questions. And it's got to be much more than the ROI. It's got to be compatibility, very similar goals and objectives. It's got to be the right fit. And again, if it's not the right fit and you're sitting down in front of each other and you're talking and you're realizing it's not there, and you know what? Shake their hand. Listen, great to meet you. Pleasure. Obviously, this isn't the right fit. Want to wish you the best, and please stay in touch. Okay, that's it. No issues. Okay, it's okay to walk away from potential partners if it's not the right fit. Okay, so by doing it in this fashion, you really build solid relationships with the right partners, And if you do it well and you find the right people, those people can do multiple projects for many years to come. You real estate experts, you don't need 100 joint venture partners, money partners. You don't. You really don't. If you can get like a good handful of good potential joint venture partners, you can do multiple deals with those individuals for years and years to come. For you real estate experts, you may not even need like 30 or 20 real estate experts. You may just need 2 or 3, because you know what? You have a good relationship, a trustworthy relationship with those people, and you're successful together. You guys both are approaching this well. You guys are refinancing it, you're selling it, and you're moving on to the next project, and so on and so on. And both of you guys become successful together. That's the real key. Okay. So I can't enforce this one enough. Finding the right joint venture partners is extremely crucial. So don't feel like you have to settle. Take the time to get to know each other, connect with each other, make sure you have common goals, common objectives, and at the same time that it is a right fit between all sides. Okay, so with that being said, I'm actually wrapping up this session. I want to thank you guys all for participating. I hope this helps provide a little bit of clarity between both different strategies in regards to the money partner and also the real estate expert. There are similar goals. So for those of you, please take the time, make sure you go out there and connect with your joint venture partners. Highly encourage you to do that. For those that are brand new to Savvy Investor, if you are wanting to learn more about joint venture partnerships, if you go to our Savvy Investor page under units, we did a series on joint venture partnerships. You guys can check it out. It's all free content, completely free. It was a great series. Hopefully you guys get a chance to check that out. So it's under units on the Savvy Investor page. So again, I want to thank you guys all for joining us this evening. Thank you. Please stay safe out there. And you guys are getting the first crack at this. We are going to be launching our next upcoming investor series, investor series on acquisition due diligence, which is going to be happening in the next couple of weeks. So stay tuned. It's going to be a real good one. Okay. So guys, wonderful evening. Thank you guys for participating. And I want to wish you guys all a wonderful evening, and stay safe out there.